Hey loves, it's your girl Mariah Sincere, and I am back with another bomb lunch hour. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back. If you're new, hit that like and subscribe button. Guys, we have some things to talk about. Hey, T with Lilith. Yeah, I see your comments. I see your concern. I'll get to that in a minute. But guys, for those of y'all who don't know me, I am a self-love coach who specializes in helping people radically transform their lives through one-on-one coaching. I decided at the beginning of the year that I wanted to completely transform my life, and in 6 months, I did it. I'm living in another country. I've been through everything: terrible jobs, toxic relationships, childhood trauma, everything, and I've always come out on top. So if you need any type of help with something like that, hit me up. My email is in the description box at thepassportsis@gmail.com. With that said, so T with Lilith, you're saying that I should roll back on the Trump love. I don't think it's Trump love, to be honest. I'm just explaining some reasons why things are the way that they are. But trust and believe, if he does something or that administration does something that I don't like, I will be the first one to speak out. Um, hey Skinny, what's up? Hey, y'all, welcome back. Y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button. Guys, I know I'm starting later. It's because my work hours have started ending later. And I be up early, y'all, because y'all know I work for a company overseas, so the work hour is different. So like I be needing a nap. Like I be needing a nap because I be up all night working. So I said, okay, I'm probably gonna start doing the lunch hour around this time, 1:30 Central Time. That gives me time to take a nap. Plus, it's lunch for somebody, at least in California. It's lunch for them Californians. What's up, Carlos? Some people don't take lunch until 1. I don't know. I feel like people take lunches at different times. Welcome back. Welcome back. We keep it 100 across the board over here. Yeah, I have absolutely no problem calling him out. I feel like for right now, this was absolutely the better alternative to Kamala. I mean, hands down, absolutely. Now, is it the best alternative for the United States? Well, that has yet to be seen, right? But I mean, our only other option was you get Kamala in office, and who would know who's running the government, right? Who's been running the government while Joe Biden has had dementia this whole time? Like, who's been running the government? That's really scary, when you think about it. Like, people who are not elected officials have been running the office of the presidency, have been making the decisions of the commander in chief. Like, you know, hey Nicole, what's up? But I mean, I really just, we're not going to talk about like Trump today, to be honest. I know I put that in the thumbnail. I am going to lightly touch base on it when I start talking about it. But I promise y'all, this is not like a whole Trump video. What's up, y'all? Yeah. And the reason why my thumbnail says this is why people voted for Trump is we're gonna talk about a lot of weird allegations involving singer Kehlani. So for those of y'all who don't know Kehlani she's been out for a minute. I remember listening to Kehlani when I was in college. I remember she popped around at like 2015, 2016 time, and she's actually really talented. I would say that Kehlani is the female Chris Brown. Like, if I had to give his equivalent, like, no, she doesn't have the longevity or the money that she has, but as far as the creativity and the dancing and the singing style, she's and not just that, the sex appeal. And let me be clear, I don't like women, but a lot of women like Kehlani. Like, y'all would be surprised how much women act thirstier over a singer like Kehlani than what they do over a man. Like, the only other person I could compare her to is Chris Brown. So and even he says, oh, this is my twin. So she's definitely the female version of him. She came out, I think she was dating Party Next Door. Do y'all remember that? I wasn't familiar with her until I heard that like Kehlani song. It's catchy. She's talented. She makes good music. Like her album Crazy Sexy Cool, I bumped that on replay for months. Like she does make good music. It's just she's kind of weird. She reminds me of like somebody in high school that maybe got picked on and like wasn't popular. I remember her, I think her and Chris Brown got into it actually. They did. Now they're cool, but I remember they got into it and he was posting old photos of her from high school when she like looked a little bit different, but y'all know we all go through an awkward phase. Um but I kind of feel like she's always kind of been like a little bit weird. And as the world has shifted, as things that were seen as taboo have now become a major part of popular culture, I think there has been a space and a lane created for somebody like Kehlani, who probably would have been seen as a weirdo like 20 years ago. So she's had several public relationships. I remember the first weird thing she did was she was dating Party Next Door. They broke up. People said she cheated on him. I don't know that to be true, and I don't believe he ever came out and confirmed it. But it was like, oh, like literally like that same day that they broke up, she was in the hospital because she attempted unaliving herself, and she took a picture of herself in the hospital and posted it. And I was like, well, that's odd. It's like, okay, I get it. You're young, you're emotionally distraught, but were you doing that for attention? So that was the first thing that kind of made me think she was weird. But honestly, if you hear about her background, she grew up in poverty. I think she began living on her own as a teenager. She met Nick Cannon young, and he put her up, and got her an apartment and helped her get on. Um, but yeah, if you listen to her background, she comes from a troubled background. So maybe she just didn't have the emotional maturity to deal with it at the time. She had a public relationship with IG that didn't work out, but she's always kind of been bisexual. Like you would hear her make these songs about um men, but then she would make songs about women, but now she's like exclusively a lesbian, which this is where it's going to get strange, y'all. Keep up with me. I'm going to make a point. Like, we're going to get to these weird allegations. So, she came out as a lesbian, but then she came up pregnant. One thing a lesbian going to do is get pregnant. She got pregnant, and it was by a bisexual man. At least that's what we were told at the time. And it to me it was strange, but I guess that makes sense. If he's gay and you're gay and y'all are friends and y'all are cool, but and he want to have a kid and you want to have a kid, I guess y'all can just have a kid together and keep your emotions out of it. There shouldn't be any baby mama, baby daddy drama. So I could see where it makes sense. And then I saw a lot of women. So y'all know, I watch Princella the Queen Maker. I believe the things that she says is true, but I also have accepted that I like men, So I try my hardest to just kind of stay distant and emotionally uninvolved, but I would never deny to myself that I like men. Do y'all understand? I would never go start dealing with women just because I've been like, oh, I've decided, oh, well, I don't like a lot of the things that men do, so I'm just going to go deal with women. I believe that there are women who are genuinely lesbian or bisexual, and it has absolutely nothing to do with a disdain for the other gender, right? And I personally believe if you know you're a straight woman, leave the LGBTQ people alone. Just learn to be alone if the men are getting on your nerves. Okay. My sister is a stud and turned up pregnant. Yeah, it's just like the weirdest thing. I mean, maybe there's just something about our biology where it's like the biology gonna eventually make you try it one day. Because I've talked to several gay men who have told me they tried it with one of their best girlfriends on a drunken night. They just got the urge to, do it with her, I guess. But anyway, a lot of the women who are part of that whole movement of just completely leave men alone altogether, don't talk to them, don't have male friends, don't be around your male family, like that side was saying that Kehlani chose to do something smart. And a lot of women, y'all would be surprised, are on the internet promoting for women to have children with bisexual men because they say bisexual men make the best fathers. And honestly and truly, I mean, I can see some truth to that. A lot of men who are bisexual or very feminine, they do help a lot in the house. I know several women who I look at their husbands and I be like, I just know he gay. Like I see it. I don't know if nobody else see it, but I see it. But they're awesome fathers. Like the woman isn't exhausted or overwhelmed. So I could definitely see some merit to that. But I don't know if that would be for I couldn't do it. I'm gonna say that. I will take my chances elsewhere. Anyway, guys, if y'all are just now coming in, please hit the like button. So she has a baby by this bisexual man. A lot of people, like feminist women, are supporting it and saying she made the best decision in order for her to have help and be stress free. But it seems like all is not well. Like it seems like they are not getting along. He is taking her to court, and I heard about this a few months ago on, I want to say, Instagram. So I'm gonna pull up a video and then I'm going to talk about the most recent allegations. So he made some allegations a few months ago, and now there's some new allegations that have come out that had me like, whoa, 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 what's going on? So I'm going to pull this up on TikTok. Give me 1 minute. Okay, y'all should be able to see this. Yes. All right.
So much time talking about nothing, then you must have heard me say I was breaking each bullet point up video by video. And that was the first video. What I had said,
no.
I stitched Aisha's video.
No, this ain't the one. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here we go.
So let me get this straight. Kehlani has been lying about her ex and her daughter's father's sexuality for years, was abusive towards him, and the only reason we're finding out about it is because she was posted up with Chris Brown. For anyone who is confused or missed what happened on Twitter today, I'm going to try and keep this quick, but it is complex, you guys. So Chris Brown posted this picture with Kehlani today, captioned it twin with a heart emoji. Now, they've been friends for years, but for some reason this picture really blew up today, and now a lot of more people are aware of it. And because Kehlani has built a platform on activism over the last couple years, it did not sit well with a lot of people. At Mad Black Vegan posted on Twitter today and said YG is her ex, her baby daddy is a gay man from Twitter, and she was hiding her pregnancy from Victoria Monet to keep her. Not sure why you think that lady is normal, and she's been abnormal for over a decade. So I'll just keep the rest of my comments to
Okay, so some people are saying, because this video is from August 5th. So some people are saying that her baby daddy started making these allegations against her because she posted that picture with Chris Brown. Now, y'all will hear him. He's gonna say he's not gay. But my whole thing is, why would you let this woman come out and say that you were gay and you're not gay this whole time? But at the same time, this is some straight baby daddy drama. If he really did just come out and make these allegations because she posted a picture with Chris Brown. Do y'all see where I'm getting at? It's really confusing. Also, people are saying at the time she was dating Victoria Monet. Now, y'all know Victoria Monet is also bisexual. She was married. She just divorced her husband, but at the time she was messing with Victoria Monet when she got pregnant. They were saying was hiding her pregnancy from Victoria Monet. This is so weird. And my point, I'm gonna get to the reason why I brought Trump name up in this.
To myself. So this is where Kehlani's ex and her daughter's father, Javon, comes in. He sees the tweet, quote, tweeted it with this TikTok, and it's basically like, no, thank you. He went on to say, I got 2 decades of gay allegations under my belt already, but I can't let y'all keep getting away with this. He clarified, I don't identify as bi either. Just crazy. And I think a lot of people think Javon is bi because Kehlani said he was bi. When they welcomed their daughter, you could find a dozen interviews of Kehlani talking about this, but she said it right here. Then I was really lucky to find a partner who was a bisexual male because at the time Kehlani identified as bisexual as well. I'll get out of the way so you can pause to read. He posted a whole minute-long voice note on Twitter. I'll post the whole thing at the end, but a lot of what he's saying is, I'm not gay. You guys have been saying this about me for a long time. Like, stop talking about me. Some people replied and took his voice note as him being really offended people were calling him gay. So he clarified and said, no, people implying I'm a gay.
And that's what's so crazy about this day and age. You can't even just come out and say, I'm not gay without people getting upset about you saying that you're not gay. They make it seem like you're taking a dig at them, or you're taking a dig at the LGBTQIA community. The man can't come out and say he's not gay. Now, with that said, once y'all see the man and how he kind of talks, I mean, I don't know. I understand why people have made gay allegations against him. I'm I'm sure Kehlani met him and thought that he was at the very least bisexual, but at the same time, he might be from California. And y'all know them California men, they a little bit different. They a little bit sweet. They a little bit feminine, you know. I don't know. That's just been my experience meeting a lot of men from California. It's like either they're really like thuggish or they're really just sweet and feminine and kind of like to dress real nice. You know, ain't nothing wrong with it, but it can be confusing. I'll say that.
Sperm donor when I'm a whole father is lame as hell, and I'm not going to sit here and go along with it. Also, being outed as a gay queer man against any consent and getting homophobia thrown at me for years gets me tight, bro. Don't push that on me. Here's where he starts hinting at Kehlani. He said, MF sat there and lied on my sexuality to protect whatever lesbian identity was working for them at the time. Now, if you remember, Kehlani came out as a lesbian a few years ago. And I caught all the flack for it and constantly get told to shut the fuck up before I ruin MF's career. That's what gets me tight, bro. Like I said, I've been called gay 5 ever. It's not that. He continued, I actually.
So I guess he's trying to say, no, we were actually messing around with each other. Like she ain't all the way lesbian like she's saying that she is. And trying to make it seem like we had some type of arrangement. So he's trying to say that him and Kehlani was really messing with each other like that.
Actually specifically said that it's weird that people call me gay as a dig because it's not a dig. It's
hey,
weird.
Olivia, good
that
afternoon.
says more about them than me, but I understand what angle you're listening from. The person he was having a conversation with basically started to understand his point and said, like, I retract what I had been saying. Javon said, yeah, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. People will probably never know, but I do have proof she tried to pay for Santeria work on me to silence me, but dude refused. So people should really question what I actually see and know and stop provoking me.
Okay, so there you have it. Kehlani's baby dad is accusing her of trying to put some Santeria work out on him. Now, she has come out saying that she's a part of the Santeria religion. And I'm saying truly, look, I don't knock anybody's religion at all. At all. I feel like with uh, most religions, you have to be careful when you're dealing with certain type of people because they will take it and try to, if you already have bad intentions and you're controlling, people will take a religion and try to make the religion work for them, right? Instead of like thinking of it in terms of like, I'm supposed to change me, the inside of me, they will try to use these religions to do spells on other people to try to control people. So I don't know if that's true, but that's weird. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I can't see her doing something like that.
That's all I'm going to say for now. The rest will come out on its own, respectfully. And just to note, Santeria is the religion Kehlani has been practicing for the last few years. People were really supportive in his replies and said, I hate that you have to explain yourself. He said, "Man, it isn't for anyone who wants to project on me. They're gonna do what they do. But there seems to be some confusion amongst people that have supported me throughout the years, and the people in my life tell me to have some self-respect. TBH, it's not exhausting by any means." Now, people were kind of laughing and saying, like, what does you being gay have gonna do for Kehlani's career? And he says, if I were to get up and speak on all the shit that's gone down in the last 5 years, MFs would definitely question everything that she ever said, but I feel the funny. And to
I
note,
mean, I could see why she would put out the narrative that he's gay. She's come out as a lesbian, right? She's come out with a lesbian. She's saying she's living this lesbian lifestyle. Not just that, a large part of her fan base are women who want to sleep with her. Y'all, they are so thirsty. Let me tell y'all, women act way more thirsty over other women than what they do over men, right? Like they're just voting. I guess they feel like because we're all women, but a large part of her base is women who wish to sleep with her. Like they have all these that's just them. So like I could understand a lot of that community probably getting upset and turning against her if they felt like she was going back to men or that she was still having relationships with men. So yes, there is a financial incentive for her to lie and be like, I had a baby with a bisexual man. I'm not saying that she lied. I'm saying I could see the motive.
Daughter is 5 years old. Someone else said, as someone who's loved her for so long, I remember you hinting at things for a while.
Hey,
It
D
just
Mally.
all lines up perfectly with shit others have said. Javon replied, MF, stay thinking I'm hating or just being catty and messy. And it's like, nah, bro. Dozens of people have been affected by whatever monstrosity Shorty got going on, and it leaves MFs actively traumatized down to her whole spiritual house she got kicked out of. He also said, hashtag stop it, and I'm tired of hinting at shit. A lot of people are just addicted to clout and the performance of being in the industry that they don't see how dysfunctional a lot of people actually have to be to exist in those spaces. So me
Oh,
saying
he's
anything
not
is going to
lying.
be haha funny games.
Okay, when her baby daddy said people don't see how dysfunctional people have to be to exist within the industry, he's not lying. I'm I'm partial to him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to reserve my judgment until more information comes out. But yes, like a lot of this y'all see what's coming out with Diddy, with a lot of these celebrities. Everything is being brought to the light now. So we're seeing how a lot of these celebrities are sexually deviant or drugged up, and they got to remain drugged up just to cope with having to live that kind of lifestyle. I personally feel like a lot of these celebrities who like crave fame and will do anything for that fame and attention, already you're coming into the game wrong. You should come in, if you have a talent and you want to get some money, but like the fame should be the least important thing to you. That check needs to be the most important thing to you. But a lot of these celebrities are more focused on clout and being in the in crowd than the actual check. It's like they wanted to be cool and in the in crowd to begin with, and like the check is just in addition. And I learned that, like, I had a boyfriend in Dallas who he was around a lot of local artists. So I would go to these parties with him every now and then, but honestly and truly, I didn't like going to the parties. He would DJ because everybody at the party was like a weirdo and an attention seeker. And most of them wanted to, be famous. So they would just act weird, do weird stuff, but they were really like socially awkward people. But you could sense the desperation for approval coming off of them. So eventually I just stopped going to the parties because I was like, I don't want to be around all this weird energy. D Mally, I knew someone who had connections to Kehlani. when she was a kid. Remember, she bombed on the finals of that show. She was on a show. She was told to bomb so she could dump the band and go solo. She's a Bieber type. Well, I do remember her saying that when she was young, she ran away from home, and Nick Cannon was the one who put her up in an apartment, and that sounded weird to me. But she said he was just a nice guy. She was very pretty and innocent looking as a girl. The industry turned her out. It was very obvious. Wow. Wow.
Someone replied and said, I think it's weird to air out the mother of your child like this, but that's just me. And Javon said, yeah, it's weird to try and get me unalived too, but I digress. Now, Javon did delete this post, but says, people are just trying to say he's sassy and messy. Like, my life ain't been on the line multiple times dealing with this shit. I actually kept it real light. Back and forth continued, and the person said, people on Twitter called you gay, and now you're relentlessly bashing the parent of your child. Please take it to the messages and leave Twitter out of it. My goodness. And Javon said, y'all hate when people who get abused say anything out loud. Someone tried to say the only thing Kehlani has done in the last 5 years is take care of him. None of what he's saying is true. To which he said, y'all want the Google Doc? I'm going to end by playing the voice note.
Now, okay, this is what I was saying. D Mally, before you came on, I was saying how, like, I feel like dudes from Cali, especially like the Bay Area, I feel like it's either they look super thuggish, and I'm saying the ones that I've met in Texas, they look either super thuggish or they look like him. Now this man, he's saying he not gay, y'all. He's saying he's not gay. Let me make myself smaller. He's saying he's not gay. But I don't know. I don't know. And again, I've also met some dudes from Cali who is they really, I mean, they say they not gay. It's just they kind of dress a little bit feminine, you know. They be having the earrings in their ear and stuff. It's giving, yeah, what is it giving it, y'all? I don't want to sound prejudiced. I'm from the SF Oakland Berkeley area. I saw her before when she was in high school. Oh wow, so no. What y'all think of her boyfriend or her baby daddy? I'm sorry. He's saying he ain't gay.
Before, I just want to say, like, I hope Javon is okay and is healing, because it sounds like there has been a lot going on the last few years.
Hey, bro.
This is him talking.
And this is not even about Shorty that made that tweet. It's not about that tweet at all, really. It's just kind of about the same trend of thought. My whole thing is that motherfuckers stay calling me gay as a dig, bro. It just never really digs at me for real. I've been hearing that shit since I was 4 years old, bro. Before I even knew what sexuality was.
So he said people been calling him gay since he was 4. Now, I don't know about y'all, but all the people that I knew as a child who people were making those allegations against them real young, they did end up turning out to be gay. They did. I'm not saying that happens in every case. I'm just speaking anecdotally. Okay, so I don't know.
So I don't know if that's supposed to be funny or some shit, but it's weird. Two, bro, whenever the hell it was announced to the world that I was this gay dude that just wanted to get my rocks off and have a baby, bro, I don't know when that happened, but that's not how it happened, bro. Like, just not how it happened. It takes some real homework for motherfuckers to really understand how it happened. That's shit for some other day. But that's just not how it happened. And I get motherfuckers wanting it to be this great big queer fantasy how it happened. But when it's connected to my daughter, bro, I find that shit kind of weird and disrespectful. So, kill that. If that's in your brain, I'm sorry. But, there's just no more of that shit, bro. It's
Now that I'm listening to him talk again, like if I just heard him on the phone, I wouldn't think this is a gay man. When I look at him, yes, like you're saying, D Mally, it's given metrosexual. And again, I might sound ignorant because I'm from Texas. We don't do metrosexual. Like, we don't do that. I started seeing that whole metrosexual look when men from Cali started coming to Texas. Then you started seeing all these men who were like metrosexual. But like in Texas, metrosexual is gay. Like, and I know that sounds ignorant because you could be metrosexual is like an aesthetic, a man that likes to like dress a certain way and keep himself a certain way. But like the rule of thumb for us is if you look gay, then you're gay, you know? And it may or may not be true. That's just not an aesthetic that we're used to down south. That man likes men too. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm getting just looking at him. When I'm listening to him, it's a no. It's very confusing. And I think that's why, down south, we kind of lean more towards if it look like it, then it's better to just assume that the man is gay, especially if you're a straight woman and you don't want to like date a bisexual man. Just assume he's gay, So that, and again, it might be completely ignorant and it may not be true at all. LA is more, oh yeah, again, guys, if y'all are just now coming in, hit the
Just
like
tired,
button.
bro. Come on.
So let me get this straight. Kehlani has been
So
lying about
he's saying it's not true. She done did all this extra stuff against him. Now, here's this woman talking about how he has been accused of
Father of Kehlani's child
how she's accusing Kehlani of being in a sex cult, like a lesbian sex cult.
filed for full custody because he believes Kehlani is in a cult. People magazine obtained the court document.
Now he's handsome though. He's a handsome man. He just, he looks like he like men too.
Javon Young White, the father of Kehlani's daughter, had this to say in the court document. Adea was born through a home birth orchestrated by what I would describe as a cult that she belongs in. Due to the fact that Adea was born in a home and not in a conventional setting like a hospital, my name is not on Adea's birth certificate. Javon also alleges that he requested his name be added to his daughter's birth certificate for 5 years, but has yet to hear back from the singer. He also claims that Kehlani won't give him their daughter's social security number and says he's not sure Adea even has one. He also alleges in the document that the group controls Kehlani's actions and their behavior, including when it comes to the upbringing of our daughter. He also alleges that the cult leader convinced Kehlani that he was a danger to their daughter and that he would unalive her, convincing the singer to block him from seeing Adea for several months.
Okay, let me say this. As a woman, I will say this. If you are having problems with your baby daddy and you tell other women, it is not abnormal for women to tell you to keep the child from the father. Actually, that is a normal thing. I experienced this when my daughter was young and me and my child's father first kind of broke up. So it's bumpy at first, y'all. It's rocky, it's bumpy. And most of the time, women are going to say, keep the child from the father. So I can believe him when he says that. You don't even have to be a woman, a part of the cult. A lot of women will give that advice. And in some cases, depending on how extreme the father is acting, I can understand those sentiments. But a lot of times they will tell you to keep the child from the father over nothing.
Alleges that the cult leader has numerous accusations of committing SA against women and young girls. He claims in the past when Kehlani went on tour, he'd get to spend time with Adea. Now he alleges the singer will leave their daughter with quote unquote random strangers who are also members of the cult, including the leader. Javon claims in the filing that when their daughter is left with other people, she's allowed to sleep in a bed with them and is given a bath by other random strangers in the cult. He also alleges that Kehlani lets a member of the cult they call Messiah, an adult woman, take baths with Adea while the woman is under the influence of psychedelic drugs.
Whoa, okay, so is Messiah her real name, or are they calling this woman Messiah? Who do they think she is? Second, with the whole psychedelic, substances part, I mean, I could see that being true. Kehlani has made a few songs talking about doing pills and things of that nature. So why would she not be hanging out with other people who are doing those same kind of things? A lot of these artists are into those same type of things. So I could absolutely see that allegation being true. And that's what I'm saying. When you're out here living this carefree, free-spirited lifestyle, when people levy these type of accusations against you, whether they are true or not, it's gonna make it more believable. That's why, as an adult, you have to protect your image. Everything that you're doing should not be for public consumption. uh some things are just for you. Your bedroom business, a lot of times that should be just for you. But when you are hypersexual and you're making songs that are hypersexual and you're admitting to the world that you do psychedelic, substances, then when somebody levies an allegation against you that could affect whether or not you have custody against your child, there's going to be a basis for these allegations.
With Kehlani, the musician hasn't listened and instead disparages him online to their social media following. He is asking the court to establish his paternity so he may exercise all his rights as the father to Adea. He is also requesting child support from Kehlani. Whew, that's a lot, but we gotta wait for Kehlani's statement.
Okay, and that would make sense. Like, if he's requesting full custody of her, then of course he's gonna request child support, right? And it could be a situation where he's lying about all of this and he just wants the baby so he can collect child support money. But I don't know. It's not like she hasn't been weird acting. Hey, what's up, Jamal? Good to see you in here, brother. Again, if y'all are just now coming in, hit the like button. Thank you so much, skinny boy. Yes, y'all get the likes up. That helps people know that I'm on live. Okay, let's continue.
Because that is a lot. That's a lot of accusations. So it'll be interesting to see what Kehlani has to say. Father of Kehlani's child.
Now, there's this other woman who has a theory that the industry is coming up against Kehlani. Mind you, I have another allegation against her now that's worse than any of this stuff that we've heard so far. Well, I guess it's on par, but it just makes her look like a weirdo. Now,
I don't see a lot of people talking.
Before we watch this video, I know this doesn't have anything to do with the topic, but I hate it when people come on TikTok looking like this. I hate that this is a trend. I hate when women come on TikTok and they don't, like, what's going on? Why are you presenting yourself like this? Like, y'all see this woman right here? She doesn't have any makeup on and she has like a t-shirt on, but she has her hair done. She looks fresh faced. People be on TikTok looking any kind of way, and I don't understand. And it's like an epidemic. They just hop on camera. Anytime they feel like it, they just immediately get on camera without saying, well, hold on, let me go get myself together a little bit first.
I don't see a lot of people talking about this, so I just want to give my synopsis on what I feel like is happening with Kehlani. Kehlani is one of the only celebrities that came out with a whole platform and a whole chest and said what they were doing in Palestine was wrong. And she went against the very people who rule her industry. So she knew that she was going to have to make sacrifices in order for her to take a stance in what she believed in, but she took a hard stance because she not only spoke out on her platform about how she felt, but she also was encouraging other artists to do the same. Otherwise, she was going to unfollow them.
Okay, pause. So the first celebrity, big celebrity, major celebrity that I remember who came out and spoke about what was going on in Palestine was Rihanna. And they don't seem to be coming for her about it. So I don't understand why they'd be trying to take Kehlani, who is a lesser known artist. She's well known. I'm not saying she's not, but she's not Rihanna status. She doesn't have the money that Rihanna has. Like, I don't see why they would be trying to take Kehlani down and not Rihanna. Right now, I remember Rihanna deleted her tweet, but she came out and spoke about it. So to me, that doesn't really make sense. And the whole Palestine and Israel thing has been a thing. It just, celebrity culture kind of made it popular. But I remember learning about this back in 2011 when I was in college and we had to do a project about it. That was back then when it was unpopular to say that, that other country was treating the Palestinians wrong. So, it's not like this is something new. This is just something that celebrity culture has brought to the forefront. But in any event, I just can't see them going after Kehlani so hard about this when several other people have spoke out about it. We had a bigger name artist speak out against it, and they ain't came for Rihanna yet. I'm not saying they won't. So I don't know, but okay, we'll play along for now.
It was very clear on what side she was on. Now she released two projects.
I also want to say it's childish for Kaylani to tell other artists, if you don't speak up about this, I'm gonna unfollow you, because the vast majority of American people didn't even know about that conflict. Most still don't. Even though it's popular, most still don't know how it originated. They don't know the history of it. So for people to require others to speak up about something that they're passionate about when you don't even know if they have all the information is childish. And ma'am, like, who do you think you are? So what? Unfollow them. Like,
projects back to back. And every time she releases a project, there's a new statement or new article or something smearing her name coming out. We get her baby father, who nobody even knows who this man is, but we get him coming out trying to basically take the baby and claim child neglect, child abuse, whatever the fuck is. And then her old religious organization that she left, they're claiming that, oh no, we put her out, and now people in that organization are turning against her. Hey, I know I'm a patterns person, so if we actually gonna look at the pattern, every time one of these artists step out of line, a lover is planted in a life and a religious organization is planted in a life, and they act as handlers to that artist. I do not think it's a coincidence that she was.
okay, pause. So this lady, let me say her name. Big Red. Her name is Big Red or Big Taj on TikTok. So, and it's Big Taj with three J's at the end. So basically, she's trying to say that people are intentionally placing these religious groups in her life. But my whole thing is, if you're not susceptible to that type of manipulation, it doesn't work on you anyway. People know how they can get you. That's like when a lot of artists will be like, oh, they put this woman on me, or they sent some young girls R. Kelly's way. We're going to talk about that in a minute. They sent the young girls to him, but it's like, okay, but you let that in. So a lot of the times they already know these artists' weaknesses and what they're on. And I'm not saying that the industry doesn't intentionally try to compromise them, but they already know when you're a person that can be compromised. They already know uh what buttons to push. They already know what makes you tick. So, I feel like if you're really well grounded, a lot of these things you won't even allow into your life to begin with.
Speaking out about what they was doing to those babies in Palestine, and then her ex-boyfriend or whatever he is, child's father, comes in the picture, and now he's trying to sue her for custody of her own child. And then he's being backed by the religious organization that she used to be a part of. Am I saying that I know Kehlani and Kehlani didn't do these things? No. I'm saying that that shit is fucking suspicious. And every single time they need us to believe something, somebody in that artist's camp flips on them because they need us to be able to believe the situation. What's more believable than somebody who has direct access to this person? Because we only see what they post on social media. But if the call is coming from inside the house, that must be true. That's the seed that they need to plant in our head. And they've done this over and over and over again. So I don't know what the truth is. I know that that's fucking suspicious. And because she used and sacrificed herself to speak up about the issues that were happening in Palestine, I just wanted to use my platform to speak up for her because I have not seen anybody doing that. And if you know, you fucking know. We tend to have short term memory loss. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Let me know how y'all feel.
I mean, I see what she's saying. Don't get me wrong. Like, I see what she's saying. I just don't believe it to be the case with Kaylani. Like, I don't think she brought that much attention to the movement enough for these people to be after her like that. And I do believe that there is at least a bit of truth to these allegations that her child's father is levying against her, just based on her patterns of behavior, right? So I'm going to go to Instagram and I'm going to bring up this recent allegation against her. It is very disturbing. Give me 1 second. So This is on site actually. So Kehlani has Twitter in shambles after court documents release of her allegedly believing her daughter was her wife in a past life and having drug users sleep in her child's bed. Pause. What? You believe your daughter was your what? And this is why Donald Trump won the presidency, y'all. This weird stuff. People are tired of it. I'm sorry, they are. So when you have a candidate who, is promising you some type of return to normalcy after we've dealt with a decade of this type of foolishness, and people are only getting weirder and weirder. I think it gets to a point where us regular folks is like, okay, baby, we got to draw a line somewhere because y'all are getting out of control here. What? I don't even know where, and we'll go through the slides and I will explain my point.
Spirits and believes their daughter's spirit was one of Kehlani's wives in a past life. Here is a text with Kehlani where Javon says, what area of the world did the past life person say Adea is from? Kehlani said, South America. She was my wife once. LOL.
Oh, so he came with the receipt. So she texted this to the baby daddy. She texted that to her baby daddy and thought he was supposed to be okay with it. Okay.
Kehlani is the one who claims to see spirits and believes their daughter's spirit was one of Kehlani's wives in a past life. Here is a text with Kehlani where Javon, these are text messages between Javon and Kehlani where he is telling her that Adea was saying that she felt silenced at home and that the last time that people were, it sounds like at Kehlani's house doing something that makes them hallucinate, that a couple of people slept in her bed. These are more text messages. Javon is saying, like, who are these people? They're basically strangers. Kehlani saying, no, I so get it. In this text message, Javon says, Como City say grooming. And then Kehlani shared text messages with him from her messaging somewhere else, asking, like, why are these people in Adea's room? I think we need to change the arrangement we have. These are text messages between Javon and Kehlani where he is telling her that Adea was saying that she felt silenced at home and that the last time that people were,
okay,
it sounds like at Kehlani's house.
It's weird. Okay, so somebody said the Kehlani-ish that is coming out is actually insane. Further proof that people too deep into spirituality. Like, I promise y'all, I feel like people be using spirituality to be sexually deviant. I feel like people be using spirituality to justify their nasty ways at this point. And again, I'm not saying this is somebody who is against spirituality and new age spirituality, but like in my eyes, religion in any form is supposed to promote personal discipline. It's not supposed to promote overindulgence. So I question anybody who is on this spiritual path and you are overindulgent and you have no discipline about yourself. I don't care what religion it is. Hi, Kamaria Dorsey. I think this is my first time seeing you here, but also take in consideration how people grew up and stop being so quick to judge her. Understand her full background before speaking about her or her daughter. You have no idea what's going on. With all due respect, Kamaria, I do have respect for how people grow up. I really don't care when it comes to the safety of children, right? I don't care. And I'm saying this as somebody who also came up in a traumatic childhood. So, like, that can't be used on me. I grew up in a really traumatic childhood. And because of that, I protect the hell out of my daughter. I don't have my daughter around drug addicts. I don't have my daughter around all these strange men. I'm not doing illicit substances around my daughter. People are not around my daughter when they are under the influence of illicit substances. I live a very disciplined life. Not boring. I have my fun when I want to, of course. But the protection of my daughter comes first. So yeah, I'm judging. You're way too judgmental to be even speaking on this topic. Well, that's your opinion. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, then you don't have to be on my channel. You don't, if you feel I'm judgmental, that's fine. Okay, let me continue. Yeah, when it comes to kids, y'all, I'm judging. If this was a situation where there was not a kid involved and she's doing all of this stuff, I don't care. Somebody said it's more complicated than that. Not defending Kehlani in the slightest, but in your soul family, the relationship can be interchangeable when you reincarnate. I guess this is a part of the religion. Like your mom from a past life could be your child in this life, and vice versa. I still don't know if that was something like, I still don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. And I think it's weird because it's like that coupled with the drug use, coupled with all these people around your kid, coupled with people sleeping in the bed with your kid. And I don't care if they're women, right? We know from all the information that has been coming out as of recently that a lot of women are predators as well. Somebody said Kehlani is going to hell in a handbasket. Somebody said if y'all condemn R. Kelly, Kehlani deserves the same smoke. I mean, nobody's necessarily accusing Kehlani of messing with little kids. I think the accusation is that she's putting her daughter in danger, that she's careless and reckless with her daughter. And yes, that is weird. Like, even if somebody did tell you that, like, that is so weird. I could see her saying, like, hey, this weird lady told me that my daughter was my wife in a past life. Like, but if she went on to to continue to repeat that and like actually believe it, I don't know. That's very weird looking. What do y'all think? Okay, so I'm going to talk about my last topic. So it seems like there are a lot of parents out here who wanted Chris Brown to be R. Kelly. So this says Chris Brown's ex-manager Tina Davis reveals parents tried to set up their daughters with him by dropping them off at his hotel. Baby, these parents, they're trifling.
Explained his own background in the whole Rihanna situation. I think that was a very smart move.
That was after me.
That was after me. Okay, no, I think that was a very smart move. And what I liked about his situation is that he proved you could come back after being canceled.
You know, it's funny because at like your station, no one would play him on the radio.
Yeah.
And at that point, you had to have radio. There were no DSPs and different other platforms for you to use, you know, to break. No TikTok. Twitter wasn't even around, really. It was just starting. So it was hard to try and get him, you know, over that hump or get people to change their minds, because before it happened, everyone loved him. Kids, parents were dropping their kids off at hotels like, go get Chris Brown. Go get him. And I'm like, if you don't put your daughter back in your car, stop. Like, parents were sending their kids to the hotel. It was that bad because he was a sweetheart to the world, right? So they were like, he's a good kid. I want you to marry this kid. Go get him. You know,
but people don't know that parents do that. A lot
do
of
that.
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and you know, and
so I'm guessing at that time, because she's saying he's a kid, I think she kind of needs to clarify what age he was when they were doing this. But I wanted to talk about this. Like, so we're seeing a pattern here. I remember somebody in the comments said they need to free R. Kelly. Somebody said, here it is. Let R. Kelly out now, because the parents was sending the kids to R. Kelly. Now, R. Kelly definitely needs to be in jail, but the parents need to be in jail too, right? And this is a thing where parents will try to pimp their children out to celebrities and rich people. That's another reason why I was saying, like, when I talked about in terms of immigration and why we need to go ahead and just close the southern border, because there are parents who know that they don't have the money to go up the southern border because it's not cheap nor is it free. So they bring their kids along so they can offer up their children bodies to these men along the way. So that is a thing. Women do it. And that's why, like, I've kind of moved more. I don't want to say I'm all the way in the middle, because y'all know me. I'm always gonna have a bias because I'm a woman. But like, the more that I'm starting to see and learn, there are a lot of women who are complicit in the S-ing of their children, right? Even if they're not doing it for a check, a place to stay, something to eat, a couple dollars, jewelry, a lifestyle. This is kind of why that whole She Was Seven movement, there's a lot of danger in it. And I'm not saying there's danger in it. Well, first of all, I do think it's dangerous to deal with men and you don't really want them and you're just using them for their money, because a lot of men attach their emotions to their money. And a lot of these women are not talking about the dangerous situations they're in. But my whole thing is, once you numb your heart to that point, what would you do or what would you give in order to maintain that lifestyle? Y'all remember that Medea movie? What was that? Not Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Was it Medea's Family Reunion? Where, you had the mom who was rich and she was trying to make her daughter get married to that man who was laying hands and feet on her. And then on top of that, the other sister was getting touched on. And the mama was basically like, well, yeah, you had a good life. There are a lot of parents who have this sentiment. There are a lot of women who covet a luxurious lifestyle and they are willing to sacrifice their children in order to maintain it. I've even had to tell other women, like, I have a daughter who, I have a beautiful daughter. She's a good, sweet kid. And like, from the time she was really young, people were like, well, why don't you put her in modeling? Girl, she can make you some money. I heard women, like other women were telling me this. And then when I would look at the women who were telling me this and like analyze them, I'm like, she give desperate vibes. It's always those type of women. She gives desperate. She would let certain things happen to her child in order to keep a man. So this is a thing, and this is a thing that we need to be aware of. Facts. The parents need to be locked up too. Yes, I wholeheartedly believe if in a court of law it is proven that a parent knew, like, my whole thing is, I feel like all those parents that brought their daughters to R. Kelly after he was on trial for that tape, lock them up. Lock them up. You should have. As soon as, even if the daughter came and said, oh, mom, I want to meet R. Kelly, it should have been a no. Absolutely not. But these parents see a meal ticket in their children. These parents definitely need to be held responsible. Absolutely. At the very least, they need a child negligence charge, especially when you are bringing your children around known SOs. That's just like, I was listening to a story of a woman who, her boyfriend was on the SO list and he was living with them at the trailer, and they at the trailer. He's living with her and the daughter. And the manager of the trailer park was like, oh, baby, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. And she was upset. She felt like they were mistreating her boyfriend. And I'm like, girl, are you not worried about your kids having a place to stay? You more worried about trying to keep this man. And you don't even care if you're potentially offering up, and it's highly likely that you're offering up these children to this man because you want a man so bad, when you could just go find a man that's not on the SO list. It's this scarcity mindset and desperation mindset that a lot of people have, and it's including women. And that's part of the reason why I can't be one of these channels where I'm just sitting up constantly like talking about men and their problems and things that they do all the time, because a lot of these women ain't right either. And y'all know I'm quick to get up here and speak on men, but a lot of these women ain't right either. So that's why I try to be as balanced as I can with my channel, because I see stuff going on both sides. But anyways, guys, that's really all I had to talk about today. I want to go for a walk and, touch grass. Okay. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section. And please hit the like button on y'all's way out. Y'all know we do this on the weekday. I will see y'all tomorrow at the lunch hour. Thank y'all to everybody who showed up and supported and left a comment and gave a like. And I will holler at y'all tomorrow. Goodbye.